to the Nature of Flowers video. Today we're going to be talking about how to make one of these wave patterns using Photoshop. I'm going to talk you through it from start to finish so you can see in real time how I create these designs. Okay, if you would like to do this and you haven't got Photoshop, you could do it in Photopea, which works just as well, and that's a free online version of Photoshop. But today we're going to use Photoshop, and I'm going to talk you through it from the beginning. So first we're going to go File and New. We're going to try and make it really simple, so we're going to create a custom page. It's going to be 800 centimeters, or it's going to be 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters and 76.2 pixels per inch, which will give us exactly 3000 pixels to work with. We're going to click Create, and we're going to have a white page. We're going to bucket fill it in with some black, so we've got a black background and working white on top of it. Okay, to do this, we're going to need to use the circle tool, which is in the shape tools down on the toolbar here. It's called the ellipse tool. Once we've clicked on it, we need to make sure we haven't got it filled. So we go to the no fill one here. Make sure we've got it on a border, like so. We want it 30 pixels, a white line, and then we need to go to the little cog over here. And where it says fixed size, we're going to type in 2800 pixels here and here. And then we're going to draw our circle. It's going to create our first circle. And it wants to be exactly in the middle. So what we're going to do is wait for the pink line. And there's the pink line. So you can see it is exactly centered. Okay. And you see on here, if it isn't, it should say 100 pixels by 100 pixels in here. And we are good to go. So once we've got our first shape, we're going to rasterize it so that it becomes a layer we can then work with. From here, we are going to duplicate this layer. So we can right click over here, we go to the layer menu and click duplicate layer. Okay. Once we've got this, we're going to go to edit and transform, and we're going to transform the scale of this layer so that it is 50%. 50%. Now, you see I typed that in twice. If I click this little button here, I need to type it in once. So I'll do that again with that selected. And I found from experimenting, if we do it exactly 50, it doesn't quite work. So we go 51%, and you'll see why I did that in a moment. Okay, we're going to move the circle over here, keeping it on the pink line till it lines up with the edge, like so. Now, one thing that Photoshop's got, which is really useful in these cases, is some guidelines. If you've never used guidelines before, I'll show you how to get them. You drag them out of the ruler. If you haven't got the ruler selected, go to View and tick where it says Ruler. And also you might have to put Show and put where the guides are and tick that. Okay, once you've got that, you can drag a ruler down to where it says 50 centimeters, which is exactly halfway down. Like so. There we go. I don't know why it's not showing it right now. I know, because I haven't finished my transform. So it does that. Wait till it's finished transforming and then do it. And you've got a nice blue line here that shows you where halfway the page is. And I'll pop another one over here so we can see where that halfway point is as well. Now, if that doesn't fit exactly, it means that the ruler isn't lined up exactly. So we'll readjust the ruler over here into the corner of the page. And then we'll go on to the Move tool, and I'll move my guide to where it should be. It should be about there. Okay, once I've got my shape, what I need to do is turn it into a wave, so I'm going to cut half of it out. To do that, I'm going to use the marquee, the rectangular marquee tool. Draw over the top part of my wave like so. I'm on the layer with the wave on it. I'm going to go Edit, Cut. This is the only time I need to do this. The rest of the time I will be using this and copying this. So once I've got my half a wave, I need to duplicate that layer. So I go to Edit, I go to Layer and Duplicate Layer, click OK, and then move it where I want it, which is over here. Make sure it lines up. Do you know what? I'm not happy with the scale of this one, so I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Scale. I'm not happy with its size, so I'm going to make it about 95%. And 95%. That's too small, so I'm going to go Edit, Transform, Scale, and I'm going to go to 105%. 105%. Back where it started. But I'm going to bin the whole thing and start again. I'm not happy with the way this is working out. And I'm not happy with the way that's working out either. So if that goes wrong for you, just go back, start again. So we're going to duplicate the circular layer. Click OK. You can see something's not quite lining up here, and it's this guideline. It's not on 50. So put it back onto 50. Now we've got everything beautifully aligned, hopefully, as long as we've got page in the right place. We've got our circle. Now we need to go Edit, Transform, and Scale. You can see last time I went 51%, that was where the problem was, so we're going to go 50%. We're going to make sure we do that bottom, so we've got exactly 50%. Now, hopefully, when I line it up this time, it will fit perfectly where I want it to be. And you'll be able to see when it's on there, because the pink line will come up. Press Enter. Now, when we do what we need to do with this, it should be in the right place this time. So, you'll remember we used the rectangular marquee tool. We chopped off the top part of the circle, like so. Edit, cut. Then we are going to duplicate the layer with the circle on it. Click OK. And we're going to move it over here, and it should line up perfectly. And to make it a wave, we are going to go Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. Line it up again. And then to get it absolutely perfect, we zoom right in. And can you see where this little blue guideline is? We want that part there, and this one we want there, so it makes a continuous wave shape, like so. And then zoom back out. And there we go. That is the hardest part of the whole thing. Once you've done that, the rest is relatively straightforward, okay? We're going to merge the two layers that we've just created together. To do that, we're going to click on the top layer, press Shift on the keyboard and click on the bottom layer. Then we're going to right click and click Merge Layers. We've now got one layer with just the wave on it. Okay, we need to make a wave that is the same but a little bit more smaller. So to do that, we're going to duplicate this layer. Click OK. We've now got a duplicate wave. We're going to go to Edit, Transform, and we're going to go to Scale. Now we want to make this one a third of the size because we want a free wave. So in that case, a third of 100 is to 66.6 recurring. So we've now got a wave that is 1/3 of what we want. We're going to move that over here so you can see that it lines up here. Now you'll notice there's a part of the wave missing. So to replace that part, we're going to duplicate the layer. And then we are going to go Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. And we're going to move it over here until it lines up absolutely perfectly. Everything goes pink. Click OK. And we've now got a duplicate wave, which is the free wave. So if I highlight those two, right click, merge layers, you'll see now that I have got my circle, my 2 dip wave and my 3 dip wave. Now what we do is we repeat that process all the way until we get as many waves as we like. So for a 4 wave, I'm going to go back to the original wave. This is a lot easier. I'm going to go to layer, duplicate layer, click OK. And as everyone knows, it's 50%. So we're going to go transform scale. And we're going to take that little lock symbol and put in 50. Click enter. And I've now got my half a wave. We are going to come over here. We're going to press enter. Then we're going to go duplicate layer. Click OK. I don't have to do anything else apart from drag it over here and line it up. Now you can see all the guidelines possibly would be getting in the way at this point, so we might want to hide some of the other layers. So we've just got that new wave. Zoom in again, make sure it lines up. If it doesn't line up, move it so it does line up. Make sure we're on the right bit of the layer. Once we're happy with it, we can zoom back out again. Put all the elements back together. Make sure we're on the right layer. And you can see it makes all these sort of cool patterns. You can make patterns within patterns with this technique. You can make the yin yang with it if you wanted to. I'm going to leave that one there. And I'm just going to get rid of these a moment. So it's that one, shift, and that one, and then duplicate. Not duplicate, merge layers even. Now, it could get quite confusing quite quickly with all these different layers. So this is a top tip. We're going to click on where the word is. I'll call this one circle. I'm going to call this one wave 2. Make sure this is the right one. Yeah. Click on this one. Call it wave 3. Click on this one. Call it wave 4. Okay. And you can see how this works. Now, the best way of doing this is if you get the odd numbered waves and the even numbered waves, you can use those to duplicate and make them smaller and smaller. I'll try and make that make sense. So we want a wave with 5 dips. Okay, that's an odd number. So if I duplicate the wave with 3 pieces, or I start with the original wave, I think it's easier with the one with 5. So if I duplicate that there, click OK, bring it to the top, and then we need to edit, transform, and scale. And we basically need it to be 3/5 of what it is. So 3/5 is 60%. Make sure we do that little box first. We've got 60%. So when I drag that over here, it should, in theory, fit perfectly. If I get the purple line, there we go. And then I duplicate it again. So I go to duplicate layer, click OK. And then I just drag that over and it should line up absolutely beautifully with my 3/5 wave. So there we go. Absolutely too easy. Now we go over here, click on these two, merge them together. We'll call it wave 5. And now we want to get wave 6. So for wave 6, it's an even number. So if we use that technique and use wave 4, we want it 4/6 of that. So if I duplicate wave 4, drag it up here, and I go edit, transform, scale. So we want it 4/6 or 2/3, so that's 66.6 again. Drag it over here, line it up, so it's purple, click enter, duplicate the layer, click OK, drag it over there, make sure it lines up. Everything goes pink, we're all happy. Come over here, click on both of them, merge the layers, call that wave 6. And you can see we keep repeating this technique for as many waves as we wish. And you can see on here that I've done them with different patterns in the background. You can see I've got, it goes down to 12 waves on here. And you can see on this example here, we've got 12 waves there as well. Okay, so I will carry on and show you what happens next. So if I just come back over here, for the next one, we would need to use an odd number. We need 7, don't we? So we need 5/7 of that. No, my brain has gone dumb. Right. We duplicate this layer, click OK, drag it to the top, edit, transform, scale, and we want it to be, I will just check my amazing mathematical brain on my calculator. 71.4%. And we'll make sure we tick the little thing. Bring that over here so it goes pink. There we go, it goes pink. We're going to duplicate this layer, click OK, drag it over here so it lines up perfectly, goes pink, goes pink. Goes pink, and there we go. That was a little bit more complicated. And then we're going to go to merge layers, call it wave 7. Wave 8 should be really easy because we just get wave 4 and we are going to halve it. So we duplicate. The even ones are way easier than the odd ones. Mathematically, we go to edit, transform, scale. We want it tick that 50%. Over here, wait for it to go pink, press enter, duplicate that layer, click OK, drag it over here, wait for it to go pink, press enter, click on these two, merge layers, call it wave 8. Now wave 9, again, is going to be massively complicated. It's 9/7, so if we use that one, or 7/9, we're going to duplicate that, click OK, put that up here, use my calculator, 7 divided by 9, 7.777777. So don't move it first, we're going to go edit, transform, scale, 77.7, drag it over here. You can see I didn't click that little button, so it's too high. Do that, make sure that's done. Put that one there. Duplicate that layer, click OK, drag it over here, so it lines up perfectly. Come over here, click on both of them, merge the layers, call it wave 9, and there we go. Now, for wave 10, we can just use wave 5 and double it, can't we? So we're going to go duplicate layer, click OK, put that at the top, edit, transform, scale, we're going to go 50%. And make sure we tick that box, press enter. We're going to drag it over here, wait for it to go pink, come over here, press enter, right click duplicate, click OK, drag it over here, make sure it lines up perfectly, press enter, make sure we get both of them, click merge layers, double click it, wave 10. I'm going to stop at 10 on this one, okay? And I hope you've enjoyed watching this slow step-by-step process. And once you've done that, obviously you can then go to your animation page, you can change the colors, you can do a whole variety of things to explore and expand on your patterns. As you can see in the example I was showing you earlier, you can see I've added colors to it and a pattern in the background, etc. Now, if you've enjoyed watching this tutorial, which I hope you have, you're seeing all the process from beginning to end. If you would like very much to watch more of these how-to videos, you can see there's a whole bunch of them here on my channel. If you click subscribe and hit the bell, you'll be notified when I post new content. Okay, thank you very much for watching and enjoy making your own wave patterns. Okay, have a lovely day and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.